Welcome to Apothecary Talks. I'm Dr. Jillian Stansbury. I'm the former chair of the Botanical Medicine program at the National College of Naturopathic Medicine, and I've been in medical practice in Battleground, Washington for over 35 years, and I run Battleground Healing Arts and the affiliated Healing Arts Apothecary on Main Street. I've also authored 7 different books, and most recently I've published a 5-volume series dedicated to herbal formulations, herbal formularies for healthcare professionals. This textbook series is aimed at helping people learn how to put together effective herbal formulas for a long list of medical complaints. And in my Apothecary Talk series, I'm also going to be breaking down some of these skills into bite-sized pieces for beginners, not only for healthcare professionals. So some of the skills that we look at for beginning herbalists and budding herbalists is to learn materia medica. Materia medica is an old term meaning the medical materials, meaning those plants A through Z, aloe through zingiber, which is ginger. Learning plant by plant is a lengthy but very rewarding process of learning what plant parts are used. Is it the root, the bark, the leaf, and so on? How do you use it as a tea? Do you make a tincture? Do you apply it topically? What are the different indications? And of course, many plants have a myriad of indications: indigestion and inflammation and protection of the brain long-term, or bone density when taken as teas for their mineral content, and so on. So many different plants have a long list of different indications. This is also involved with learning the concept of herbal actions. Actions are those words such as antispasmodic, anti-inflammatory. There's a few words more unique to natural medicine: carminative, which is an agent that dispels gas and bloating, or vulnerary, which means a wound healing agent, that don't really have drug-like equivalents for the most part. So when we learn materia medica, we often learn it's antispasmodic, it's carminative, and so on. And then even the word antispasmodic is fine-tuned with the concept of specific indications. Some herbs are antispasmodic for the gut. Other herbs are antispasmodic for the respiratory passages. Other herbs are excellent antispasmodic on the ureters for somebody passing a kidney stone. So once you learn those herbs that have niche indications for urinary antispasmodic and antimicrobial, it makes it fairly specific for urinary system pain. So many herbs will have a specific indication, and some of those are energetic as well. It's cooling, it's warming, it's drying, it's moistening. It's useful for twisting, boring pains in the gut, or it's useful for tightness in the chest that makes it hard to take a deep breath. Many of those types of unique presentations and indications are featured in the older herb books. And so the art of learning herbal medicine certainly begins with these 3 skills: learning materia medica herb by herb, learning herbal actions, and learning specific indications of different plants. We also then go on to look at the types of herbs that we want to use, or the types of medicines that we want to use. Herbal tinctures are convenient because they have a long shelf life. They're easy to pack in a first aid kit. They are useful to extract the chemical constituents of most different compounds in plants. Alcohol is the definition of a tincture. An alcohol-based extract is an herbal tincture. You can also extract things in honey and oil and vinegar, but an extract of an alcohol-based formula is referred to as an herbal tincture. There's a whole art that goes into determining what percentage alcohol, high alcohol percentage when you're trying to capture volatile oils and resins, lower alcohol percentage when you're trying to capture mucilage and polysaccharides. Alcohol is chosen because it's such an excellent solvent, just one of the best solvents to extract a myriad of different chemical constituents. It also has a long shelf life of at least 5 years, if not 10 for many different extracts. And it also is naturally antimicrobial. You won't get fungal infections or different microbes setting up in an extract like you can with syrups and glycerites and things over time. Dry herbs are another common popular choice. Dry herbs are, of course, what we use to make teas. Technically, an herb speak, an infusion is when you just steep herbs, and a decoction is when you boil herbs. And in general, light, delicate plant parts, leaves, and flowers, you simply infuse or steep, whereas hard roots, bark, seeds, cinnamon, and ginger root, and a few are best decocted to fully extract the medicine out of the plants. But dry herbs have a shorter shelf life, just a few years. I try to turn over my entire dry herb stock over the span of about 2 years. And then encapsulated products match the drug model of using herbal capsules. This is useful for people who want to avoid alcohol. This is useful for children who don't like the bitter tastes of things and are able to swallow pills. That's usually 10 years old and upward. Encapsulations are also favored by many people that are just used to taking vitamins or pharmaceuticals, and it's their habit, and they're replacing pharmaceuticals or they're adding to their pharmaceuticals. And there are a lot of fairly sophisticated quality companies out there that will make really targeted products, say for osteoporosis, that might have calcium and magnesium and boron and fluoride along with mineral-rich herbs, or maybe something to heal the gut and leaky gut with sophisticated extracts, or particular amino acid chelated form of zinc that helps metabolic gut repair. And a lot of fairly sophisticated science goes on to these nutraceuticals, a word meaning the nutrient is so well studied and put together in such a targeted way that it matches a kind of a pharmaceutical indication for a very particular complaint. We see that these are convenient to perhaps mix together zinc and vitamin C and echinacea and garlic to treat an upper respiratory infection or to prevent catching the flu when it's going around. And this is easier for many people than taking a separate bottle of vitamin C, zinc, echinacea, and garlic to put them all together in one product. So there's a lot of quality targeted products out there. So in addition to learning materia medica, we also learn what type of formula is best used. So whether you want to start by learning materia medica, one useful approach is studying local weeds, study your local culinary spices, use what's commonly available to you. A beginner herb project is to relabel all of your culinary spices with their Latin name and look up 2 or 3 or 5 folkloric indications. Just start learning one herb at a time for the practice of studying materia medica. Read old books. You can often find books in the library. You can often find used books at Goodwill and used bookstores, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can even spend no money checking out books from the library or finding 25-cent books at garage sales. Try to identify the 25 most common plants in your own neighborhood. Listen to podcasts and webinars online. I also have my own series of textbooks that I can refer you to, herbal formularies for healthcare professionals, that take a deep dive into many different health complaints and offer a materia medica at each section. At the end of each chapter, these herb books are available directly from the publisher, Chelsea Green. And you can also find a myriad of different products at my own website, healingartsapothecary.org. You can find free content, podcasts, articles that I've written, links to other people's websites and resources, as well as our full script product line to log in and start perusing products. Welcome to Apothecary Talks, and we'll take a deeper dive in many of these concepts in future recordings.